From what I remember, we didn't have any intention of stopping our arrangement. We could risk losing everything if we're caught. Do you think my heart is dirty, Vanessa? Would I be going to hell too? Again, thanks, but no thanks. You might be okay with someone messing with your money, Jeremiah, but I'm not. If someone didn't rush out with the diary, then they must have taken it after that night. Maybe. Or maybe it was misplaced. We both know who you could speak with if Elvira put it somewhere else. Is something bothering you, baby? Nothing's bothering me, Mom. Hopefully not. For a second, I thought you were feeling sick. I'm not sick. Are you sure? Maybe I can get you some soup. You look a bit worn out. Mom, I'm fine. I've just been thinking, that's all. What are you thinking about? Just about what happens after I die. Has something gone wrong with getting everything ready for the event? Yes and no. What's that supposed to mean? Nothing has gone wrong in terms of catering and setting up the ballroom, but I might not be able to host your scholarship event here like you hoped. Get out, Finnegan. I'm not in the mood. Neither am I. We've got a problem. Please don't tell me someone is getting suspicious of us. Someone's getting suspicious, but not about what we've got going on. What do you mean? I need you to keep your son in line. How am I supposed to find another musical act as big as her? Besides, why is she dropping out when the Russo family already made a statement about believing my side of the story? She doesn't want bad publicity? I'm not going to let this be a disaster. I'm going to find an artist to sing for this runway. Mrs. Mitchell, someone would like to see you. Who? Me. Ben? Why are you even thinking about death, Ulissa? You've got a long life ahead of you. I'm not thinking about dying anytime soon, Mom. It's just that I'm curious about what happens. Don't. Just think about the life you have right now. But I'm not going to have this life forever. I was talking with Vanessa, and she believes that her Christian belief is the only way to heaven. Why do you think I had you and your siblings baptized as babies? You don't have to question whether you'd make it to heaven someday. According to Vanessa, Pacho, Nichelle, and I would be on our way to hell for doing that. What? Why wouldn't I be able to have my event held here? We made a deal. Sometimes deals are broken. We could still have a deal as long as you keep your brother in line. Gianni? What does he have to do with any of this? I recently discovered that he came after a business associate of mine. An attack on someone who I do business with is seen as an attack towards me. Then your issue is with Gianni. This has nothing to do with me. I've lived in Valley Park all of my life. Over the years, I have known your family to come together when it comes to outsiders. That's how you were able to raise your son, isn't it? Is Max in some sort of trouble? I'm talking about your oldest son. Ben? What sort of trouble has he gotten himself into? Heidi? I think he might be looking into Elvira's case. What? Why would he just want to look into her case out of the blue? The issue is, I don't think this is something that came out of the blue. Elvira was his aunt after all. This is 20 years in the making. It shouldn't be a surprise that he's always been curious about who took her life. Now that he's grown and has his own private investigation firm, he is most likely tired that there wasn't an arrest. Again, what does this have to do with us? He came to me the other day, asking about Elvira's diary. Supposedly he searched for it in her room when he entered middle school and couldn't find it. Maybe that's what caused him to get screwed up in his teen years, other than the fact that he was the one who found her at such a young age. And you think he's gonna look for it? I don't think. I'm 100% certain he'll do whatever it takes to locate this diary. If he finds that diary, all it will do is open Pandora's box. What are you doing here? I heard about the recording. Look, your family already made a statement and took my side. I'm not in the mood of going over details, but those words that the world heard never came out of my mouth. I believe you, Wanda, which is why I'm curious as to who you think is responsible. Only if I knew, Udell is supposed to be helping me find out who this sicko is and keep them from causing more damage. Since you're here, maybe you can help me. How do you think I could help? Well, you're a private investigator. I don't know why I didn't think to come to you sooner. You can help Udell and I find out who's trying to sabotage me. I don't know, Wanda. I've got my hands full. What if I pay you double than what your other clients are paying you? I'll do anything to take this person down. Maybe I can help, if you answer this for me. What do you want to know? Do you remember anything about Elvira's diary? You mean to tell me that girl thinks you're going to hell? When you're the sweetest person in this world and you've been nothing but a good friend to her? Nichelle, it's not that serious. Not that serious? She clearly thinks she's going to heaven, so she thinks she's better than you. What I'm trying to say is that Vanessa didn't say it in a malicious way. She was explaining that people who don't repent of their sins and believe in Jesus alone to save them won't go to heaven. But what have you done that was so bad that would land you in hell? I never said I agreed with her. In fact, it sounded like she was trying to warn me. That doesn't make it any better. Your sister doesn't seem to be bothered by it, Nichelle. I don't want you to be bothered either. Mom is right. Vanessa has her own beliefs and I have mine. Look, I don't care what she believes, but I need her to keep her beliefs to herself. Devante, listen to me and listen to me good. My parents need this. They have mourned their youngest child for too long and need something positive. When they heard about the scholarship, it gave them something to be happy about. Don't make me bring their hopes down. Those sound like fighting words to me, Isidore. I don't like that. Most of all, I don't want to get into war with your family. I will if I have to, though. But it all depends on you. What do you want me to do? I'd like you to get Gianni to either apologize to my business associate or pay what my business associate is owed. Have you forgotten that Gianni is older than me? What makes you think he'd listen to a word I'd have to say? Most of all, you haven't even told me what he's done. Just talk to him. I'm sure he'd gladly tell you what he did and how much he owes. If you don't do this simple task, then I guess you'd have to find another venue to host your event at. But we both know how not having the event here won't give your scholarship the attention you were seeking. As long as you do what I ask, then you can keep mommy and daddy happy. To keep Pandora's box closed, you need to make sure that Ben leaves this alone. How do you suggest I do that, Finnegan? I can't just ask him outright to stop looking. That would only make us look suspicious. It wouldn't make it suspicious if you attempt to reconnect with him. Are you just gonna assume that I just gave up on my own child? He never answers my calls. The only time he talks to me is to talk down to me and the rest of the Russos. Then show your son that you refuse to give up on him. Get close to him and he'll listen to your advice if he asks you about Elvira's diary. When you're with Ben, forget that you're district attorney and just be focused on being his mother. Where is this coming from? When I was at the picnic, I went into Elvira's room. Since I wanted to feel close to her again, I tried looking for her diary. but I couldn't find it. Because her room was forbidden to enter, I figured that the police had the diary since they searched her room. Come to find out, the diary isn't in police custody. And do you think I know where it is? I was hoping that you would have an idea. Do you know if Elvira could have placed it somewhere else? That diary meant everything to her. She never took it out of her room. That's all I know. Do you think the diary would have exposed who she cheated on Udell with? How? How do you even know about that? I loved being around her a lot. Don't you remember? I was more aware back then than either of you knew. Do you think Elvira wrote about her secret lover in this diary? Or maybe you knew, since you two are best friends. I want to know about all different sorts of religions, including Vanessa's. Mom, can't you talk some sense into her? Your sister is one of the most sensible people I know. If she says she wants to keep hanging out with this girl, then I don't think I should stop her. Yulissa, being friends with that girl is a big mistake. Since you want me to stay out of your little thing with Zeke, then I suggest you leave my friendship with Vanessa alone. Vanessa girl, you picked the wrong family to talk down to. Did you see your uncle? I just saw him in his office. Why, thanks, son. You're the best son in the world. Dad, you're making me blush. But yes, I am the best son in the world. Are you trying to screw with me? I can try. And if you succeed, then we can continue seeing one another like this. Ben just has to stay in the dark. I thought you weren't in the mood. I thought you weren't either. Sorry, Ben. No matter how hard I tried to get Elvira to open up, she would never even tell me. To this day, Udell doesn't even know. Does that stop you from helping me out with my issue? Call me whenever you can, and I can try to see what I can do. I'll speak with Udell, and the two of us can set up a meeting. Look, I don't have much time to explain over the phone. Meet with me as soon as you can, because we've got a problem. A huge problem. Did you get the payment? Good. Sadly, my family didn't do what I expected. Even though we didn't get to sue Wanda, I still see that Confidence Designs is struggling. The more it struggles, the more it needs a hero to come to its rescue. Once I sweep in, I can take Confidence Designs for all it's worth.